Hello and welcome to Better Business Podcast. My name is Alexei, and I'd like to say Happy New Year, guys. 2025 is already well and truly here. It's 2nd of January. After the whole Christmas week and all the New Year madness, we're now in the new year. I'd like to wish you obviously lots of success and most importantly health to make sure you've got the energy and resources to be able to work on your businesses. But today, I want to go over a few things to make sure that you will have absolutely the best year possible. I think that a lot of people felt quite stuck in 2024. In fact, for a lot of businesses, it was a year of survival. So, not sure how you found it. It'd be interesting to hear your thoughts. Maybe you can comment below. Some people had a great year, but I think anyone in small business has found themselves challenging times through the whole interest rate rises, cost of living, cost of products, trying to find staff, and all of the above. So, how are you going to do better this year? How is 2025 going to be the best year for you? Well, rather than just jumping into things as you normally be doing, which in my opinion is probably the worst thing you can do, because once you open up your inbox, you get hit by everything from 2024 and start, actioning those emails as if they're tasks. I think it's very important to understand that, your business can definitely be better. How can you make it better? And who are the best in your area, in your field, in your niche, if you like. And potentially, rather than trying to reinvent the wheel or try to do something adventurous, have a look at what they're doing. Have a look at what their social media looks like. Have a look at what sort of websites they've got. Have a look at what sorts of offers they have, and try to process why they have those things. I find a lot of the time that the issue with marketing in particular is that it's not about the how. It's not about how you actually get the customers or how you run your Google ads or Facebook ads or whatever that is. It's really more around the what it is that you're actually promoting. And I think if you understand the strategy behind the what, you would be potentially doing a lot better. But first of all, I think you need to understand what your competition is doing or what some of the leaders in your industry are doing. Have a look at what the market looks like. Is the market responsive at this particular time of the year? Because a lot of people are still on holidays. If you work with families, potentially a lot of the parents are still quite occupied with their kids before they go back to school. And how would you spend this time if that's the case? So there's a lot of different decisions to be made, but I think the biggest mistake you can do is just treat 2025 the same way as you treated 2024. So my advice would be, first of all, let's do some market research. Start completely from scratch. Start to have a look at who the leaders are. Have a look at what sort of offers they've got, because offer, in my opinion, is one of the key things that attracts the customer and really starts the conversation. Obviously, all of you want good customers, but it really comes down to a sales process. Is what you offer really that good? Does it really stand out? Can you highlight the value of what you're offering? How do you start the conversation with a lot of your prospects? Because offering a service directly, especially when it's in line of consulting, coaching, or marketing service, is extremely difficult. And the only way to really get through to the customer is to start thinking about outcome, or talk about potentially the trends within the market that get their attention. Because at the end of the day, you're looking at building that relationship with the customer first. At least I think that's probably the best way to do business, especially when it comes to high ticket items. It's all about know, like, and trust. So do people know what you do? Do people know your processes and the outcomes? Do you put any guarantees on that? That's something to think about. Do they like you? Do they like what they see on your social media? Is there a presence on social media? And most importantly, do they trust you? And if not, why? I find that sometimes, the simplest exercise of getting Google reviews can really help you elevate your brand from the trust perspective and get people to actually come through to you for advice. Because, if you've been in business for 10, 15, 20 years, but you've got 5 reviews and your closest competitor has been around for less than a year and they've got hundreds, that is a big problem, at least in the eyes of people who are searching for your service. So make sure you can address something in terms of reputation. I think understanding what your competitors offer is also super important, because if you offer the same thing, or if you guys like copy one another, that often seems to be the case in a few industries. It's very difficult for the consumer to make a decision or choose something. If the industry is very cluttered, make sure you offer advice, tips, and educate the customer before they make a decision. That actually allows you to build trust and get closer to the actual customer before they make an inquiry. Are they using the right channels that you're advertising via? Because a lot of people are very much used to being on Google, and that's the only thing that they use. Meta advertising, Google and Facebook and Instagram seems to be working quite well for a lot of industries. But there's obviously new players in the market. There's TikTok. There's all sorts of other things as well. We find YouTube seems to be working quite well in a few avenues. And it's not really a matter of doing everything. I think it's a matter of understanding where your customer is at and how you'd actually reach them with the right sort of message. So what's your positioning for this year? Are you looking to increase your prices? Are you looking to offer extra value? Are you looking to provide advice to your customers to really help them get the best outcome? These are all things I think you should be considering. And most importantly, if you go back to the basic exercise of the actual audience, who's your audience? Where are they? What's their behavior like across the different seasons of the year? These are all the questions that you should be asking yourself before you spend any more money on marketing. The easiest thing to do is to look for a marketing calendar. There's plenty of them around, and you'll find that there's a lot of holidays, there's a lot of seasonal events specifically, based on where you are, that may be affecting your customers' behavior. I think if you focus on the calendar with your marketing activities, you'll definitely get a better bang for your buck as well. In terms of tools and stuff, I think the good old Google Trends still gives you some really good ideas about the trends specifically in your market. There are some interesting tools like SpyFu, for example, that allows you to pull apart your competitors' search and paid search when it comes to things like Google Ads, and getting a few ideas as well. I still think that unless you're the leader in your particular industry, it's worth a while keeping a close look on what the competitors are doing and what they actually are promoting. So the easiest thing to do is, set up your monitoring tools or your Google alerts, if you like, if it's anything specific, keyword related or brand related, and make sure you can get good quality data that you can analyze, process, and most importantly, make decisions based on. I think, the whole how question, every time I hear when someone's asking me, like, how do you do this? How do you do that? Sort of implies that they've got the basic understanding of what the sales and marketing is supposed to be doing and how that's done. But oftentimes, I'd say 90% of the time, that's really not the case. And unless you've got a very strong sales process or a very good point of difference, I highly advise that you look into the what it is that you're actually offering, what it is that you're promoting, what it is that you're actually looking to sell, as opposed to how you're actually going to be pushing that, because that's where the money is. Most of the time, people get so stuck on the new tools or the new platforms that go out, they completely misunderstand the whole concept of business. You really want to make sure that you deliver value to your customers and you're able to make money on the back of the whole exercise. And it's got to be a repeatable, smooth exercise so you can grow what you're doing. If you get stuck, well, that's not really a business that you're looking for. I think if I was to wish you something specifically, I'd say, I'd like to wish you a business that's ready to grow, that's ready to be scaled, that doesn't involve so much of your input, more of your guidance and vision, but relies on systems, good work culture and team ethics, but most importantly, really solves the problem in the market and delivers an incredible amount of value that people will talk about. This way, you won't have to maybe market so far, because a lot of people will be recommending your business just based on the actual offering itself. There's very few businesses like that, and I wish you to be one of them. Anyway, my name is Alexei. I thought to kick off the year with a podcast on this particular topic. If you got any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, love to hear how your Christmas, went. If you guys had, the best Christmas and even managed to do something awesome, it'd be great to hear about that. I've been able to sell one of my businesses, which has been, a good milestone for us. That particular business is really taking quite a lot of my time, and being able to sell a business now has taught me a lot. In fact, I think that really completes the whole cycle of starting a business, growing a business, increasing a business from the perspective of revenue and logistics and resources, and now actually finalizing and selling it for a good amount. So that was a smoke alarm business, in case you're wondering. Anyway, my name is Alexei. This is Better Business Podcast. Make sure you share this episode with anyone who enjoys this sort of stuff. And I look forward to speaking to you soon. Thank you.